Aware of all the unanswered questions about the subject of Osama bin Laden. Why was he buried at sea? Why so suddenly? How could DNA be analyzed so quickly after someone is captured or killed? A lot of these questions have raised a lot of speculation. I'm not going to speculate about all those questions. There are lots of people better qualified than I to do that. But there are some questions based on the premise that everything the United States government says is true about how and when they went in and killed, actually, Osama bin Laden. First of all, the United States and the whole Western world claims to be governed by the rule of law. This means that we try people for offenses that we specifically articulate in some form of an indictment, and we try them before we punish them. We do this because people are entitled to a fair trial. I mean people. Not just our people, but all people. That's what the rule of law implies. You don't make it up as you go along. You apply it the same for everybody so that the law is known in advance. So how does the United States justify killing someone without a trial? Well, are they a head of state? Because in war, heads of state are considered, or have been, legitimate targets. But he wasn't a head of state. As far as we know, he was a private citizen who had very strong opinions, some of which were expressed in the media. There are people who say he's responsible for 9/11. Well, maybe he is, but prove it. There shouldn't be any trouble proving it with all the people that have been captured and tortured, and indeed all the people who say that they have some first-hand knowledge. It should have been quite easy to prove. We actually decided to hold trials for people at Nuremberg, although there are many people who question the validity of those trials. They at least gave the accused an opportunity to answer, and some of them did. But the problem that really is at the heart of this whole question is, how does the United States government acquire the jurisdiction and justification to operate in a clandestine way in somebody else's country? How does this advance the rule of law or the sovereignty of nations? Pakistan, for all we know, is a nation. It actually has nuclear arms, and it is involved in supposedly an alliance with the United States. So how do you advance either the cause of world peace or justice or friendly relations between nations if you simply go into another country and conduct an extrajudicial assassination? These are questions that I think should be addressed. They should be considered by the international law community that's always advocating that we try Nazis for things that happened during the war. What about now? What about this? And why? Was it justified in any way? How do we conduct ourselves if we believe in the rule of law when we decide unilaterally to kill somebody when obviously he could have been captured? He wouldn't be getting out of there. And he could have been taken alive, as they say. Well, I guess the one thing they fear is that he might be able to say something that would appeal to the rest of the world. Believe me, silencing the truth or what someone has to say by killing them is not the way to achieve justice or peace or by any means truth. That, of course, is the most important thing. Thoughts for you.